Join me on a journey through the 7 main chakras, or energy centers, to unravel their mysteries, unlock their strengths, and work through their challenges. Because when you harmonize your chakras, you harmonize all aspects and elements of your life. Are you ready to awaken your inner energy and step into your full radiant power? You're listening to or watching the Sedona Soul Sisters show, where we share psychic guidance and healing for embodied spiritual awakening. I'm Christel, and I'm on a mission to support spiritual practitioners to access your intuition, unlock your psychic gifts, and live your purpose. A big thanks to our listeners all over the world, and a special shout out and a boost of love to our listeners in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. You can schedule sessions in West Sedona or virtual psychic readings, angel readings, starseed readings, Akashic rehodes, soul contract work, Reiki, life coaching, and more at sedonasoulsisters.com. Each breath you take aligned with love repairs the healing web on planet Earth. Let's begin by closing your eyes and visualize 7 brilliant wheels of energy aligned along your spine, from the base that grounds you to the earth, up through the core of the body, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown that connects you with the cosmos above. These are the 7 main chakras. The word chakra is a Sanskrit word that means wheel. And it's important to know that the chakras spin, and they can spin too fast or they can spin too slow. They also connect to one another. They connect above and below to the chakras above and below. So it's a whole energy system. The chakras serve as energetic vortices. The chakras regulate the ebb and flow of vital life forces within us. When balanced and open, they allow energy to flow freely, bringing vibrant health and well-being. But when blocked or out of alignment, the chakras can manifest imbalances: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. The system of yoga mapped out these chakras, the spinning wheels of energy, thousands of years ago, and understanding their profound influence over our consciousness and being is incredibly powerful. This episode is designed to take you deeper into your understanding and experience of the chakras. We're going to work through the 7 main chakras, starting from the root at the base of the spine and moving up through the core of the body to the crown of your head, which will include the element, the sacred sounds, the strengths, and challenges. And do keep in mind, this is a framework that can be helpful, and it's not rigid in the exploration. For example, to say that the heart is the only place that you focus on healing your relationship with love can be limiting, or that the element of earth only exists in the root chakra. It is a framework to use in general, especially in working in clearing the core wounds related to each chakra. It can be so powerful to have an incredible place to start, to work with colors, sounds, element, healing practices, challenges, to get deeply connected to this framework and blueprint for your energetic and physical makeup and how they work together. An important aspect to recognize in working with the chakras is the chakras open to the front and back, and they connect above and below if their chakras are above. The crown chakra is the only one that doesn't have a front and a back. The crown chakra opens on the top of the head like a giant lotus. All of the other 6 chakras open to the front and the back, and also connect above and below to the chakras closest to it. Another important element to recognize is there are said to be 72,000 energy lines in the body, and there are thousands of chakras in the body. The 7 main chakras that we're working with are just that, the 7 main chakras, not the only ones. It is a powerful practice of integrating mind, body, heart, and soul. And remember, it isn't a rigid practice. They are guidelines and invitations. So if something really resonates with you, for example, the third eye, people often talk about the intuition existing in the third eye, which I agree with. Yet, I also think there is a deep sense of intuition in the second chakra related to the water element. So keep an open mind in your exploration of learning or deepening your experience of the chakras. In so many episodes, I have talked about the sensual practices to support us in healing our inner feminine for both men and women, to give us a greater, more powerful experience of our being. And to me, the easiest gateway to do this is through an experience of the senses. One of the beautiful things about working with the chakras is it relates to an element in nature, a color, a sound, a part of your body. So it's incorporating many of the senses into the practices, which is why I find the practices so powerful and healing, and a great place to start for you in healing your core wounds. In using the seed sounds, you can use one sound at a time, or you can work through a sequence of the sounds, starting at the root and rising up to the crown, or starting at the crown and going down to the root, or you can do a spiral pattern where you start at the crown and spiral and end in the heart. So there's many ways to work with the seed sounds. And I believe that there is so much power in the intention that you hold when you are practicing. If you are practicing in a way working with the seed sounds, and you are doing it to help balance, open the energy, or stabilize the energy if it's out of balance, that makes an enormous difference. The system of the chakras is rooted in the yogic system of India, which has been practiced for thousands of years. And from trusted teachers in my lineage, I do believe that the way that the chakras are worked with and practiced now, even in what I'm teaching, has been influenced by Western psychology. And I believe there is a way of honoring the original tradition of yoga and also creating room for innovation and integration into modern living while still honoring the roots of the tradition. The root chakra at the base of the spine is called the Muladhara, and it relates to the earth element. I see it not only as the base of your spine, but also your legs and feet. The sacred sound of the root chakra is Lam. And a powerful way of practicing the seed sound is simply to place your hands on your body. For this, you can place your hands at the top of your thighs, the side of your hips. If you want to place your hands between your legs on your perineum, you are welcome to do so, and to repeat the sound Lam. Lam, 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 and visualize the color red. And as you know, we're here in Sedona, so that powerful earth element of the red rocks here is extra powerful. So in this way, your practice is not only physically anchored in your body with your hands touching your body, but it also becomes a sounding practice, a visualization practice. And the qualities of the root chakra are feeling grounded, a sense of feeling safe, physical vitality, and a sense of belonging. The challenges that can arise in the root chakra: fear, insecurity, disconnection from the physical, and survival issues. I relate money to the first two chakras in general. Challenges with money can be rooted in one or both of these centers. Moving into the sacral chakra, which is the second chakra between your navel and your pubic bone. It is called the Svadhisthana chakra. It relates to the water element. It is the color orange. The seed sound is vam. The strengths are creativity, emotional expression, sensuality, and sexuality. The challenge is connected into the second chakra, guilt, shame, emotional repression, and feeling disconnected from community. Moving into the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura chakra. The color is yellow. The element is fire. It is below the rib cage and above the navel. You can think of the solar plexus as the inner sun. It is the place that connects us to our own confidence, our self-esteem, our willpower, our personal sun. The seed sound is Ram. The challenges, self-doubt, lack of motivation, self-esteem issues, digestive issues, feeling powerless. Moving into the heart chakra, the Anahata chakra. The color is green and the element is air. It is located in the heart center. The sacred sound is Yam. The strengths are love, compassion, harmony. The challenges, grief, anger, jealousy, codependency, and emotional challenges can absolutely be held in the heart center. The throat chakra, the Vishuddha chakra, element, space, and ether. The color turquoise. It is located at the throat. The seed sound is Ham. The strengths of this center are communication, self-expression, and truth. The challenges, dishonesty, holding back, and thyroid issues. The third eye chakra, and this is one that I spoke about at the beginning, opens to the front and back. So when people talk about having eyes on the back of your head, the third eye chakra opens both to the front and back, which was life-changing for me when I was introduced to the third eye being a channel that runs through the body and not just something that opens on the front of my body, that it's really literally a channel of wisdom that runs through the body. The third eye chakra, the Ajna, relates to the element of space and ether. The color indigo. It is between the eyebrows and a little bit above. The seed sound is Om. The strengths are intuition, imagination, spiritual insight, and psychic sight. The challenges, illusion, attachment, overthinking. That's a big one. The crown chakra is the most difficult one to pronounce in my experience, the Sahasrara. The element is space and ether. The color is purple, and it's located on the top of the head. And as I said earlier, it opens upwards. It does connect into the third eye chakra below it, but it doesn't have a front and back like all the other main chakras that we've worked with. The crown chakra is soundless. And I have seen some people practice the sound ng with the crown chakra. The strengths are spiritual connection, enlightenment, bliss. The challenges are spiritual disconnection and overthinking. Now that we have covered the basics of all 7 main energy centers, some of the ways that I like to work with the chakras in my own experience, now that we have all of these sensual ways of working with the energy of this chakra to come into greater balance, working with the colors in relationship to chakras that you are wanting to amplify the power of. There are different points in my own practice where I work with the 7 chakras on each day of the week. Starting with Monday, I start with the root chakra and end on Sunday with the crown. And often, but not always, I will wear the color or the jewelry that relates to the chakra and focus on that area of my life and my well-being and my vibrancy. While the framework that I have laid out for you offers a simple system to begin working with the chakras, there is a lot to the system in looking at creating energetic balance within the system, in learning about what chakras are working overtime and what chakras are deficient, how they relate to each other, what in particular about the system is out of balance in one way. It is a beautiful study and exploration that I encourage you to work with in your own practice and discover what you find. You can find resources online that connect certain chakras with certain yoga poses or certain meditation techniques. It is an incredible, vast place to study and to work with. And as you know, I am a fan of making it an embodied experience rather than just intellectual information. I encourage you to play with this, to see how it feels. And also, as I mentioned at the beginning, not to hold it as a rigid structure. Like I have heard some systems move the elements into different parts of the body, which when I first learned that, I was like, that's curious. I wonder how that lands in my system. And so in your own exploration, allowing your intuitive guidance and how it feels in your body to guide your way. So we worked with the sacred sounds. I didn't talk about the musical notes that go along with it. But one way you could work with this, if you haven't studied Indian classical music, is you could also use the notes on the Western musical scale with C starting at the base of the spine and even using the sounds do, re, mi, and so on as the energetic centers, because that may be more familiar to you. So if you are not familiar with the seed sounds and you just want to start playing with the musical qualities of the chakras and see how it feels in your body when you move your attention, you move the sound through the body, and you may focus on a specific area. Like if you are working through grief in your life, you can really focus on the sound, the note of the heart. There are so many ways to work with the chakras, and hopefully this episode has inspired you to experiment with what I have shared here. The relationship to the elements, the colors, the sounds, whether you are working with the traditional yogic sound or if you start playing with the Western musical scale. Looking at where different aspects and qualities of strengths and challenges are connected into the body as an exploration, as a place to start with a framework that guides your practice and holds you in a way that can help you deepen your embodied wisdom and also help to clear core wounds without needing to dive into the story. I often find in my work with clients that people get stuck in a habit loop of bringing their conscious awareness back to whatever traumatic event happened in their life, and they identify with it and they keep telling the story as if it's happening in present time. Working with the 7 main centers can be a powerful way to work with the energy of the core wounds without activating the stories or the traumatic past of the core wounds. I believe our bodies hold every experience we have ever had, and working with the chakras is a powerful healing modality that isn't just like dragging all of the skeletons out of the closet and telling the story over and over and over again, which reinforces whatever emotional cycles and challenges that you are stuck in. In working with the chakras, it is a way of clearing and opening the energy body in the present moment in an embodied experience. In the Embodied Soul Purpose series, as I'm working with clients, we are working with also time frames in your life in a soul retrieval process, and going back to certain phases of your life to clear the emotional, energetic, mental, and physical patterns that were set at those points in our lives. And that can happen so powerfully without needing to relive the experiences, which is so incredibly important for you to know. That traumatic events from the past can be cleared without continuing to reinforce the mental, energetic, and emotional patterns, and specifically in events that happened a long time ago. If something is recent, there is a way of needing to clear the system, to tell the story, to be heard, to be witnessed. Yet if something is years and years ago, there can be a way that people get stuck in their core wounds and can't move on. And working with the chakras, to me, that is one of the greatest benefits of doing this work, is being able to clear the systems to come into greater embodied alignment of your divine self in your human body that has been through a lot. Yet there's a way that we clear the system, clear the energy lines, clear the chakras, come into greater harmony and balance so that you create the best chapter of your life so far. Now, I invite you to join me in going through a very simple practice of working through all of the energy centers where I'm not teaching you about them. I will be guiding you through an experience. I encourage you to close your eyes if it feels comfortable where you are. We'll start by placing the hands at the top of the thighs and visualize the color red, the element of earth, and the seed sound of lam. Lam, 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 lam. And now moving your hands to the place in your lower belly below your navel, above your pubic bone, the Sedona Chakra, the color orange, and the element of water. The seed sound is vam. Vam, 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 vam. Moving your hands to the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura, the element of fire, below the rib cage and above your navel. The seed sound ram. Ram, 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 ram. And now moving your hands to your heart center, the Anahata chakra, the element of air, the color green, the sound yam. Yam, 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 yam. The throat chakra. I like to place my hands on either side of my neck, but you could place your hands on the front and back if you like. The Vishuddha, the color turquoise, relates to space and ether. The sacred sound hum. Hum, 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 hum. The third eye. I like to place my fingers at the front and the back of the third eye. The Ajna chakra relates to the element of space and ether, the color indigo, the sound Om. We'll do Om one time. Om. then placing your hands on the crown chakra. The Sahasrara relates to the element of space and ether. The color purple, said to be soundless. Focus on your breath. Connect to your infinite divine self. And then slowly release your hands and take a moment to just notice what you are experiencing. In working with the seed sounds, I find that repeating the sound in a chanting way, vam, 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 is a way to amplify the energy in the center. If you feel that the energy is excessive in the center for you, you could just repeat the sound and hold. Ram. And also experiment and discover how the practice works best for you. Thank you for being a part of our community. I'm honored to support your embodied spiritual awakening. Are you ready for a personalized rites of passage with me? The Embodied Soul Purpose series focuses on integrating parts of you that were lost along the way in a soul retrieval process and activation and balancing of all 7 main energy centers, or chakras. Embrace all aspects of your past no matter what happened, so you can create the greatest chapter of your life no matter what your current age. You can book your series at sedonasoulsisters.com/soul. Leave a review and follow on your favorite podcast app. Until next time, breathe gently, listen to your guidance, and create miracles.